Hello, welcome to another episode on this channel. I am so happy that you're watching this video today, and especially if you are someone who has bought property in Benin City or live in Benin City. This will really help you a lot. All right, and basically I want to talk about I have on my laptop 11 things that you must pay attention to as far as your Oba stroke community approval is concerned. It's 11 things you must pay attention to. I'm hopeful I'll be able to talk about just 7 of them in this particular video. 7 things you must look out for in your community or Oba approval. They're very important, very important. The information I want to share in this regard could help you avoid some scam with respect to the document, the Oba approval, community approval. Okay, yeah, as an introduction, but first, my name is Raymond Ijoma, and I'm a real estate entrepreneur as well as a property lawyer here in Nigeria. And I also serve as the managing director of Fortreal Rei Ltd. And on that note, let's get right in. Okay, so basically, as an introduction, the Oba approval, community approval is a document that is given by a community to an individual who applies to them for an allocation of land to him or her. And that is simply on the basis of the fact that the community head, is a custodian of all the entire piece of land in the community that are designated as communal land. And it is on the basis of that individuals could or can apply to the community for approval to get allocation for a particular piece of property in that particular area. Okay, so it is an important document. I'm not going to go into history fleshing the narrative around. Let me go right into the focus of the objective of this video, and that is to draw your attention to some important factors or points to pay attention to in the Oba community approval. Okay, first, when you pick up your approval, in one of my videos I already read about the Oba approval or the community approval and what it constitutes. I'm not sure I would have the time to read through again, but whenever you pick or have the opportunity, you want to buy a land and the Oba approval, community approval is presented to you, do well to, number one, look out for the date on the approval. Look out for the date on the approval. Be sure there is a date on the approval. Be certain that there is a date on the approval, because that date would help you if any issue arises tomorrow. Because maybe one of these I'll talk about. So, okay, that's number one. The Oba approval or community approval must have a date on it. That date is very important. And number two, verify if it is the Oba, the Odionwere or Enogie that signed the approval. For recent times, is it mostly the Odionwere or the Enogie. That's what they're called in Benin City, in Benin. And it shouldn't just be, because there could be different designates who have been empowered to sign such documents, or who are to act as trustees or custodians of such community land. All right, so you have to find out who is the constituted authority, the approving authority to approve such documents at that particular point in time. And then as a bonus, if there is any dispute as per who is the head of the community at that particular point in time, then it's not a good time to buy from the community. It is not a good time to buy from the community. But beyond that, be sure who the approving or constituted authority is, and ensure that he, alongside his principal members, the principal members of the community, sign that document. Not only one person should sign an approval. Not only one person should sign an approval. I think that's even 2 points in one. 2 points in one. So I'm going to take that as 3. And so number 4, check the date it was signed. Not always. There are some approvals that there's a date that the head signs. Some put a date, some don't put a date. If there's no date, it's not entirely a big problem. It's not a problem, as it were. But the most important is that there's a date on the application. And number 5, check the people who recommended the approval. Most of the time there are people who recommend it. Sometimes they're up to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I've seen up to 10 people who recommended the approval. Do well to pick out 2, 3, or 4 of those persons as part of the transferors. Tell your lawyer to do that. Okay, I'm giving way more already. Okay, so the point is, check out the people who acted as recommending authorities, and include their names as part of the transferors, and some as witnesses. And number 5, right? Number 5, ensure that the applicant signed the approval. Ensure that the applicant signed the approval. And while there's a video I have, I don't know if, okay, there's a video I have that I talked about the what constitute, I can't remember the topic now, but I remember talking about the applicant sign. Okay, why you should, the importance of getting an approval as well as preparing a deed, the important, because some persons just get the deed, the approval, and don't prepare a deed, and that is not a good thing to do. Okay, so having gotten your approval, do well to prepare a deed, and in that deed, ensure that the signature that was signed by the applicant is the same signature that was signed in the title document. The same signature that was signed in the approval should be the same signature that was signed in the title document. I think that's pretty much logical, although some persons don't pay attention to it, but you should pay attention to it. Okay, number 6, ensure that the name of the applicant is correct, and ensure that it correlates. The name on the approval is the same name as the name that would be in your title document, in your deed. And if it doesn't correlate, do well to get your lawyer to regularize that error. If the names doesn't, maybe the person tells you that, oh, the name that is on the approval is wrong, please find out more why the name is wrong. And if you eventually agree that it's wrong and then you get a correct name, let that name that is on the approval, that wrong name, let it somehow reflect on the title document. And also do well to let your lawyer regularize that confusion and rectify it to be sure that there is a balance, and then the right thing is done at the end of the day. And the last one, okay, the last one, okay, let me do that, the last one. I think that should be number 7, as I promised. The last one, ensure that you have the original. Ensure that you have the original. If you do not have the original, if they do not have the original, find out the whereabouts of the original. And the only reason that should justify you not having the original copy of the approval is if the land that they got is, say, 500 by 500, okay, and then out of that 500 by 500 they sell 100 by 100 to you. So if they sell 100 by 100 to you, they wouldn't give it the original because they would have more left. They will have more of the more lands left, and then they would have to, from that same original give out to other persons. But if you've discovered that, so at that point they wouldn't give you the original, they'll give you the photocopy. Okay, and if at the end of the day maybe you were the last person buying, for instance, we had these lamps that were buying at a point, and we were the last person. It was a 200 by 500 plots, and we're the last person buying from that particular. He had sold 200 by 200, so what was remaining was 200 by 400. Yes, 200 by 400 was left. So everything was going, we're buying everything, and then eventually we asked, it was our right to get that original document at that point, and then it was given to us. So a few months later, what the agent who connected us for the property, the agent reached out and asked for the original that they want to use. I'm like, no, that the entire expanse of land in that title document, in that approval had been sold. We bought the last ones, so there's no need for you don't have any business with the original anymore. And it was like, okay, but that one person, the one of the person that bought had not prepared his title document that he wants to use it to. I'm like, okay, no problem, we've bought, we've taken possession of the original. So what I will do for you is I will forward an e-copy of the original to you, or an e-copy. I just forwarded an e-copy to him so that we used to prepare the title document. So the point is, you have a right to the original copy if you are buying everything that is stated on the title, on the approval. But if it's not everything that is on the approval, then you would have a right to your photocopy. And if you're buying as the last person, then you also would have right to the original, because at that point he or she would no longer have any land there to sell to any other person. So 7 things you must pay attention to in the Oba approval applicable in Benin, Nigeria. And then what I just said is applicable to some other places, but they have different names to these kind of things. I've seen a number of documents that have the same intent and content, but not exactly the same usage, the same diction, choice of words, right? So, but basically pay attention to these things, and they apply to wherever you are from, whatever community or society you are buying land from. And on that note, that will be the end of our conversation in this regard. My name again is Raymond Ijoma, and I'm a real estate entrepreneur as well as a property lawyer here in Nigeria. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, trust me, with the kind of value you just received in this video alone, and a lot of others that are on this channel, you may want to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, share with a friend, and just stay on the channel, because it is entirely to ensure that you are smart while investing, that you are inspired to become a serial real estate multi-millionaire investor in the real estate industry, and of course the journey to sustainable wealth. Okay, and I think, yeah, if you have questions, do want to drop them on the comment section, or reach out to me on WhatsApp via the line, the phone number on the cover page. And yeah, it's a good time to end the conversation. Bye bye.